I didn't come home with any drink that day. I remember it was a Thursday, and Alicia was in the bath, and I put my head round the door. I waited for her to get into the bath because I know she, she's in her own relaxation time. Her mind's not really going to be on what I'm saying. So I put my head round the thing and I said, "Oh, I'm popping to the shop. Do you want anything?" And she goes, "What are you going shop for?" She knew what I was getting shop for. I knew this was going to be because at this point of time now, every time I drink or want to drink, I'm getting in trouble. So I've been gearing myself up for this all evening. How am I going to say this? What am I going to do? Should I wait till she goes in the bath and just sneak out? I can't do that because she thinks I'm in the house. We've got the kids.
Right.
Something could happen. I'd never forgive myself. So I said to her, "Right, I'm just going to the shop. What are you going shop for?" So I'm just going for a little drink. "You don't need to drink today." "Oh, I'm just going to get a little one, Nisha. I'll be back soon." And she says, "No, I found you an AA meeting that you went, the one that you went to um, just before Christmas is on, you need to go." So that didn't go down well with me because there's me thinking I'm about to leave the house to go to the shop. And now
Yeah.
that has done a complete U-turn. I'm now about to leave the house to go to an AA meeting. No, that's not happening. Nah.
Right.
So so that didn't go down well. So you better go. You get to the meeting. I think her exact words were, these words changed my life, by the way. This phrase changed my life. "Get to the meeting or get out." Yeah.
Mm.
And so I said, "You know what? All right, cool. I'm going to go to the meeting." I left the house planning to just go to the off license, to the shop, buy some alcohol, sit in the car for the duration of the meeting, watch something on Netflix or something on my phone, and drink and pass the time. But I thought I can't go. I hadn't been drink. Remember, I hadn't been drinking today yet, so I haven't got the aroma of alcohol on me. So I thought I can't say I'm going to an AA meeting and then come
Yeah.
back smelling of alcohol. So I thought, you know what, F it. I'm going to go to the meeting today. I'll just go to the meeting, and then tomorrow's Friday. I'll build up my brownie points
Yeah.
so I can drink tomorrow. I went there, sat at the back of the class. Sat at the back of the meeting. Didn't really I didn't contribute at all. Was sort of very I wasn't very social. Wasn't really interested. But I came away feeling good. um,
Mm.
um, Surprisingly, I felt, although I didn't want to be there, and even when I was in there, I didn't want to be there, and even when I left, when the meeting had finished, I didn't want to be there. But I just felt something just felt good in me, like I had a feeling that I hadn't felt for a long time. And Alicia asked me how it was, and I told her obviously not too much because we got the card where it's confidential.
Hmm.
Um, and then I thought, yeah, I've earned my brownie points now. Tomorrow I'm gonna have a right old drink. And then tomorrow came and I never drank.
Mm.
I didn't drink. And then Saturday came and I didn't drink. And Sunday came and I didn't drink. And I know although it had only been a few days, I could see the change in her towards me.
Mm.
I can see, every time she looks at me now, it's not with disgust, it's not with hate, it's still not a good look, but the look's getting better. It's not as bad, And I went back to the meeting the following week, and this time, I engaged and I didn't share, but I'm introducing myself now, and everyone's being really helpful. They're inviting me to the WhatsApp groups and stuff like that, and giving me reading material and literature, and they're being really supportive. So now I didn't want to sort of throw away the support that or take for granted the support that these guys in the meeting are giving me. So now, not only do I want to do this for myself and for my wife, I don't want to let the guys in the meeting down. I don't want to go there next week and say, or not, I don't want to not go back. Or when I do go back, I don't want to go back and say, "Oh, guys, I folded, man."
Mm.
Even though they wouldn't look down on me for it, they just offered me more support. I felt like I had them in my corner and I didn't want to let them down. And I went and so the third time now, I'm sharing, I'm opening up, I'm enjoying it, and Alicia's she's looking at me different now. Her attitude towards me is changing. The way she's speaking to me is changing. I can see love in her eyes when she's speaking to me again. You know,
Mm.
we're starting to get a little bit more intimate now. Nothing too like holding hands and, you know, just holding hands and giving me a hug and, you know, a
Yeah.
peck on you know, a kiss when I'm leaving and a kiss. Everything's changing.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm at that point now. Now at this point, Alicia's she hasn't stopped drinking, you know, and I always
Mm.
said, you know, just because I've stopped drinking, it doesn't mean that you have to stop drinking.
Mhm.
And one thing I respect as well, again, which really helped me was, you know, she said to me, if you want me to stop drinking, I will for you. But you know, I didn't want to sort of put that on her. You know, if you want to
Yeah.
drink, drink. And when I stopped drinking and stopped bringing the bottles home for her, you wasn't. When I stopped drinking, even though you was still
Mm.
drinking, she wasn't drinking a lot anyway. She
Right.
went. She wasn't drinking. She
I was
wasn't
drinking
drinking.
a lot for myself. It might have not been as much as Ricky was drinking,
Hmm.
but for me as a woman, it was a lot.
I feel like there's a lot of similarities in your experience, Ricky, and with your wife. And you know, it's hard to you know fight against, you know, the sense of resentment all the time. You know,
Mhm.
when you're acting a certain way that, you know, that isn't, you know, kind of conducive with how you believe you should be, you know, engaged in partnership with your wife. And I think it's lovely that, you know, after taking steps, you were able to get some of that softness back, you know, in your relationship. And I think that that's important. You know, certainly in my experience, you know, I needed that from my wife as well. You know, my
Mhm.
friend really, is to feel that it's still there, right? Um, so I appreciate you sharing that. I appreciate you guys listening to the Stacking Days podcast. I hope this episode added value to your recovery and wellness journey. Before we go our separate ways, let's connect on social. You can find us on TikTok and Instagram at Stacking Days or via the website www.stackingdays.com. By supporting the show, you can play a direct role in amplifying people of color in their pursuit of recovery. The easiest way to do that is to subscribe or hit the follow button. This way, you'll never miss an episode, all while playing an active part in creating the ecosystem where diverse voices and healing matter. This show is for the purpose of education and connection and is not a replacement for therapy or recovery care. For more information on the resources and support available, take a look at SAMHSA and some other resources shared in the description. Until we meet again, be well, one day at a time.